Hey everybody, how are you? It is Bridget here from Bridget's Little Hawaiian Kitchen, aka Bridget's Healthy Kitchen, sending you a big aloha wherever you are in the world. I hope you are well and I hope you are safe. Thank you for joining me on today's edition of Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. And like I said, I'm coming to you from Hawaii, from my little Hawaiian kitchen, which is literally those little windows that you see behind me there. That is my little Hawaiian kitchen for today. And it is so exciting to be here in Hawaii, to be experiencing the beauty that this island is, but also to be able to spend time with you guys cooking some really delicious healthy food. Because one of the things that that's I'm acutely aware of at the moment, and I did a Q&A about this. Look at me getting excited and getting very serious. I did a Q&A about this last Friday, and it was on immune boosting foods, because what we are seeing throughout the world is there's obviously the pandemic we're talking about. There is the coronavirus, COVID-19, and how it's affecting different communities around the world, and how we can protect ourselves. And one of the ways that we can start to even think about protecting ourselves, whether you're going and you're panic buying toilet paper and you're buying hand sanitizer and you're buying pasta, which seems to be the thing that people are going a little bit kind of crazy on, but also how you can protect yourself from a health perspective and keep yourself healthy where all around us is seemingly chaos. So today's episode of Bridget's Little Hawaiian Kitchen is an immune boosting dish that is going to not only taste amazing, it's going to look after your gut health. If you're on any type of weight loss program, this is going to be really amazing for you, but it's also going to boost your immune system as well. So exciting dish for us today. Please let me know where you are joining me from in the world today. I would love to know where you are. I am currently sitting in this really cool little Balinese inspired hut right here in Hawaii. I'm on the east side of Oahu. For anyone who's ever been to Oahu, now Oahu is very well known for Waikiki, Honolulu. So where I am currently located is this beautiful little suburb. It's called Waimanalo. Now Waimanalo, and Morena Teruhi, who's joining us. Hello my darling, kia ora my darling. So Waimanalo is known as, like, locally as Waimos, or the Nalo, and it has got the most amazing vibrant community. Lots of locals, so lots of Hawaiians live in Waimanalo. It's only about a 25 minute drive from Waikiki, but you feel like you've gone country. And hi to Pani joining us from NZ. Thank you. Melissa's in Dunedin as well. Dunedin as well. So Waimanalo is this really special little community. It is, like, where I'm staying is 100 meters from one of the top 10 beaches in the world. I'm saying 100 meters. I'm like sleeping in that little cottage behind me. It's 100 meters from one of the best beaches in the world. And what Waimanalo is really known for is the color of the water. It is the most intense blue, way cooler than my nails, way cooler than that. The most intense blue you have ever seen, and seeing is believing when it comes to Waimanalo. And being 25 minutes from the city, being 25 minutes from Waikiki and Honolulu, you feel like you're completely separated from the craziness, which is the tourist hub, and here you are in Waimanalo amongst the locals, and it's the most beautiful place in the world. I couldn't ask for anything more special. And hi to Lisa from Lidcombe, all the way in Sydney. We'll be back in Sydney on Friday, so thank you, Lisa, for joining us. But I couldn't imagine being anywhere else in the world right now, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and it is reason to take pause in our busy lives and to take stock of what we have, and what we need to do to continue to keep ourselves and our families not just safe, but keep us well. Keep us well moving forward. Because one of the things that I'm struck with when it comes to the coronavirus, and it comes to to illnesses in general. Let's even go outside of the coronavirus, because there's other illnesses that are hurting us and that are killing people that we love. So if we go outside of that, what I'm taking stock of at the moment is that when we have a weakened immune system, when we are exposing ourselves to illnesses by being overweight, by having diabetes, by having heart disease, high blood pressure, all these types of illnesses that are causing us to be even more at risk. Now is the time. There is no other time. It's here now. You can't keep on putting this stuff off. Do you know what I mean? It's now. We have to start looking after ourselves now. And I'm serious, guys. Oh, Martina. Oh, I love you, my darling. Hi. And sorry, what is German for good evening? I was thinking Italian. Bonus. No, that's not it. I can't remember. Martina, please tell us what is German for good evening, because we're wishing you health and wealth and wellness in Germany as well. So now is the time for us to start to look after our health. There is no other time. Now is the time for people who have weakened immune systems, for people who have underlying health conditions, for people like I read a stat today talking about how people who are succumbing to the current health concern, which is COVID-19. People who are succumbing to COVID-19 already have underlying health conditions. And guess what, guys? And this is the scary thing. Aloha to Pani as well. Aloha. This is the scary thing. These underlying health conditions are brought on by our diet as well. So I'm talking about diabetes and heart disease, and I'm talking about high blood pressure, and I'm talking about Hashimoto's, and I'm talking about all these illnesses that we can start to control if we start to control our diet. So it's even more important that you guys are here right now and you're watching this, and please share this video with people that you love, because we need to make sure, hi to Marianne from Perth as well, from WA, we need to make sure that we are looking after our health, and it starts with what we put into our mouth. It starts with our diet. So today's class, from day number 2 of Bridget's little Hawaiian kitchen, is a immune boosting garlic shrimp lunch plate. So I'll explain garlic shrimp lunch plate once we go inside. And you know what? Let's go inside. Shall we go inside? You want to go inside? I could show you the garden. The garden's really beautiful, and I'll give you a quick little panoramic view of the garden here in Waimanalo. But guten Abend. Thank you to Mahi, who is watching as well. Mahi is there, but he's in the house. So let's go see Mahi. Let's go see what we have here. As I was saying, I'm in this little kind of like Balinese inspired little area, which is part of what I have hired here in Oahu, which is this gorgeous, oh look at that, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? This gorgeous cottage, which is that's our little rental vehicle. That's our little Jeep Wrangler that we've rented for a couple of days here in Oahu. But the gorgeous little spot that is set up for me here, see, we've even got a little outdoor area there that we can sit down and enjoy. But the gorgeous little spot that is set up for me here, complete with fluffy little curtains to make you feel special, and complete with this little Balinese inspired area, which is perfect for lounging in day or night. It's absolutely gorgeous. All the water sport toys, if you want to do anything water sport wise, these guys have got it nailed as well. So I can see in front of me there, I'm just going to go back this way. Do you see those little kayaks? There's like single man kayaks, there's double kayaks, there's surfboards, there's boogie boards, there's snorkeling equipment. And remember this, the beach is 100 meters that way, and you get one of the top 10 beaches in the world. And this is what these guys have for offer. So let's go inside, because I've got my little kitchen inside my little cottage. But look, it's just right there. That's where you kind of chill out. But this is where I have my morning coffee, in case you're wondering. I sit out here and I have my morning coffee there. It's absolutely wonderful. Let's go inside. It should be a lot nicer, quieter. Oh, the light's not, oh, there we go, the light's back. This is my little lounge area, complete with, which is really important here in Hawaii. You do definitely need to have some overhead fans, because it can get quite sticky at times. Not too bad, but you know, it definitely does get a bit sticky at times. And this is my little kitchen. So come with me as I put you on the bench. Are you all right there? Is that good? That's good for me too. Right, so kitchen is complete. Look, kitchen microwave, everything that you could possibly need, plus a four stove thingy here. I'm just going to turn it down. I had the pan on heating up, and it smells like I had it on a little bit too high, so I'm just going to keep that. I'm going to keep that a little bit cool. So what we're doing today, really exciting what we're doing today. So I talked about it being immune boosting, and I'm not lying here. This is immune boosting. In fact, we want to think about foods that are going to increase our immune system, so our ability to fight off illness increases. Because if we're looking at potential viruses going through our communities, you know, for some people they're even more susceptible to these illnesses, and they are people who are 60 and above, so the older generation. They're people who already have have compromised immune systems, so they need to boost their immune system with foods that's going to really help to keep their immune system really solid. And the other one is people who have existing underlying health conditions, and those health conditions can be as varied as you could possibly imagine, and some of those health conditions are brought on by our diets. So we need to, my goodness, this is now, right guys? I can't be more serious in how important it is right now that we start to look after our diet. Because sure, you guys know, having a sugar-free, gluten-free diet is really important. It is even more important now than it ever was if we're going to fight off the illnesses and the viruses that are coming into our communities, and they're coming into our communities. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So we need to start to build up our immune system. These are one of those dishes that can do it, and I'm going to explain to you why. So we're doing a really classic Hawaiian staple, which is garlic shrimp, and otherwise known as prawns in Australia. It's just a matter of words, but it's the same thing, right? In Australia, we think of shrimps as being little. They're like that big. Here in America, shrimps are our prawns. So for want of being able to explain it, they're the same thing. Let's just go with shrimps and prawns being the same thing. And the size of shrimps or prawns that I'm using today, but because I'm in America, I'm calling them shrimps, are that size. They're not babies, and this is just the tail that we're going to be dealing with today. So we're going to be doing garlic shrimp, and the reason I'm doing garlic shrimp, because I am in Hawaii, and the reason I'm doing garlic shrimp is because garlic shrimp is a classic lunch or even early dinner staple here in Hawaii. So if you were to venture around Oahu, and Oahu is the largest island in the Hawaiian Islands, it has the most population. You have kind of Waikiki and Honolulu on one side, and you come around to where I am, which is kind of on the east. You keep on traveling around this beautiful, beautiful road, and you will come across the North Shore. North Shore is famous for big wave surfing. It's where Pipeline is. So really, really big waves, but also the North Shore is famous for its shrimp trucks. So not a new phenomenon, not an old phenomenon. Like shrimp trucks have only been around for, I'm saying, the last since like 1993. So definitely not a vintage style of eating. But the reason why shrimp trucks have become more popular is there is a very strong aquaculture community in the North Shore of Hawaii that you have ponds that grow shrimps right there. And so if you've got that, you need to make sure that you've got the shrimp trucks just to make sure everything happens, right? So very exciting that I'm able to be here in Hawaii and to be showing you guys my version of a garlic shrimp, because garlic shrimp here in Hawaii means lots of butter, lots of oil, and none of those things are beneficial for our health. So I'm going to give you the healthy version of a garlic shrimp. And I'm also going to make sure that, yes, it's got heaps of garlic because it's really good for boosting our immune system. But guess what? So are the shrimps as well. But as well as that, I'm going to teach you guys how to make a garlic butter without actually using dairy. Exciting, right? Let's get into the dish. So the first thing I want to do is, as I was saying, is go into that garlic butter. So garlic butter traditionally is just like garlic and butter. And look, don't get me wrong, butter's pretty good for our diet, but I'm just going to show you guys an alternative to dairy. I can't have a lot of dairy because I'm lactose intolerant. So if you're lactose intolerant, you can try this style of garlic butter. And actually, I find that the flavor is phenomenal. So try this. So garlic butter first. So So what I have here in my little jar is I have some almond butter. That's right. We're going to be using almond butter to make our garlic butter. So I've got my almond butter there. I'm then going to take up just some cloves of garlic that I've peeled off. And what you want to do is you want to be able to, can you guys see me down there? I can't even tell. You can. Cool. So what I want to do is I want to mince that garlic so it's really, really, really fine. That's really important because once it goes into there, you don't want big chunks of garlic for your butter because otherwise it can be a little bit bitter or a little bit spicy. You want to be able to mellow that garlic out. So taking my peeled clove of garlic and my knife, I'm just going to give it a bit of a squish, like put some pressure on when you go down in there. Give it a bit of a squish. And as I'm doing that, I'm now using the blade of the knife to actually create like a minced garlic. So you could also do this if you have a garlic press. I don't have a garlic press here in my little cottage. So just so if you don't, you can also be aware that just using a little bit of pressure and just going down there, squishing it down with your knife, you then have the ability to do that. Do you see? Right, so I've got a lovely minced garlic there. So for every tablespoon, heaped tablespoon of almond butter, I'm going to be adding 1 clove of garlic. So it's going to be really full on garlic flavour. So over to my little, want one of those. Remember 1 tablespoon of almond butter is good, and I'm talking about a nice heap. That's a good heap. 1 tablespoon and 1 clove of garlic is going to give us a really good garlic butter. And this particular garlic butter, I only devised of this because literally if you go to a shrimp truck here in Honolulu, in Hawaii, in the North Shore, there is some real famous ones, like Giovanni's is probably the most famous shrimp truck here in Hawaii. And Giovanni's has been around, it was actually the first shrimp truck. And so Giovanni's use a lot of butter. Like you get a shrimp plate from Giovanni's, and a shrimp plate literally comes with garlic shrimp that's been kind of pan-fried, sauteed to order. I actually don't know if they do it to order anymore, they used to. And then it's served with rice, like big piles of rice and macaroni salad. But there is so much butter that's kind of leaking around your prawns. You know, you put on weight just looking at it because there's so much butter. So in my mind, I was like, how can I create a butter that is non-dairy for a start, because I can't handle too much dairy, but has an amazing flavor advantage and can still stand up to having some garlic in there. And I came up with that. So literally it is almond butter, like the thick part of the almond butter, not the oily part, with a clove of garlic. And that is more than enough for one. That is more than enough for one portion. Yeah, more than enough. So that is the first thing you need to do, is think about your almond butter. Now, if you want to have it as just normal garlic butter, you can. You can totally do that. Just don't do it as much. You know, it's a treat. It is an absolute treat. And I really like the taste of that almond butter and garlic. It's phenomenal. It's so good. Trust me, just trust me, it's really good. So that's the first thing. We've done that, and put that to the side. The next thing that we need to think about is our actual shrimps. So the shrimps that I was showing you guys before, I bought fresh shrimps or prawns, but you can also use frozen as well. There's nothing stopping you, and all you're going to be using is just the tail end of the shrimp or the prawn. Yeah, you don't need the head. For this particular style, we're just going to go with the tail. And ideally what you want to do is you want to peel the tail. So I'm going to teach you guys how to peel the tail real quickly. So what I did is I took off the head, I trimmed it back just a little bit, because usually the guts are sorry, that's not a very nice thing to say, but the guts are attached to the tail, to the head is attached to the tail. So you want to get rid of that, and then we're just going to peel that prawn down. The easiest way to peel a prawn is to hold it in your hand, obviously, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to peel down one side of the body. Haven't even gone onto the other side yet. I'm peeling down one side of the body until I get to the tail end. And then all I need to do is just like taking off a jacket, just like that. Do you see how easy that it is? And then you're just left with that. That is the easiest way to peel a prawn. I'll show you guys one more time. So you hold the prawn up, and you just want to peel down one side. So using my lovely nails, I'm just peeling down one side, and then I have the ability to like literally take it off like I am removing someone's arm from a sleeve. Easy, right? So that's how you peel a prawn. The next thing you need to think about once you've done that is removing the part that you don't potentially want to eat, which is down along there, which is the poo track. Not very nice. The best way to do that is taking up your knife, slice along the edge of the prawn. Don't go all the way through, just a little incision. And when you've done that, kind of looks like that, you've opened it up just along the back there. You can use your knife and extract. Can you guys see? You just extract the part that you don't want, which is that, and then that goes into the rubbish. So that is probably the easiest ways to peel and clean a prawn that I know of. If you know of a better way, please share it with us. So once you've done that, you're looking at around about sort of 150 grams. I'm sorry, I don't know that in ounces, but about 150 grams to 200 grams of prawn tails per person. And one of the things that I love about prawns and what makes this a immune boosting food is that shellfish, prawns, crabs, lobsters, they all have amazing, look at that, goodbye, they have amazing immune boosting qualities because they're very, very high in zinc, which is good for your immune system. So hence why this dish is ideal for this particular moment in time that we're going through. I mean, it's not ideal anytime because it's really, really good for our gut health and really, really low in all the, the stuff that we don't want to have in our diet. So it's actually really good anytime. But if you're wondering, it does also boost your immune system as well at the same time. So prawns are done. I have as well the almond butter that we did earlier. The other thing I want to do, because we want to smash this with garlic, because garlic is our friend when it comes to boosting our immune system. I'm also going to take just another clove of garlic, and what I'm going to do now is very, very thinly, and you need to do this with a really sharp knife. The sharper the better. You guys know I travel with this lovely knife here. The sharper the better. Let's get a bit of a paper towel and give it a bit of a clean. Is I want to very, very thinly chop the garlic into tiny little, and I'll show you how thin it is because it's just wonderful. This is gonna, I'm just trying to boost this. Do you see how thin that is? You see? Little piece of garlic there. We're gonna slice that really, really thin. And for one portion, I'm using another clove. So you've already got 2 cloves of garlic in this dish, which is really, really helpful. If you wanted to go a step further, so I spoke about this on Friday, there is nothing stopping you from adding another clove. The only thing that will happen is if you add another clove, is you may not be able to kiss anyone for some time, which is probably not a good idea anyway, because kissing is kind of the opposite idea of staying well. So add that extra bit of garlic, because you just face the wall when you sleep, because you don't want to breathe on anyone because it's going to be intense. And once again, I'm just going to go back to that whole idea of slicing it really, really thin, lovely and thin. If you struggle with slicing things thin for whatever reason, maybe your knife is not very sharp, maybe your eyesight is not very sharp, whatever it is, you can also just mince it up in a food processor like we normally do and just add it that way. Yeah, you don't have to think, oh my gosh, how am I going to get like this thin, like you could read the newspaper through my garlic, it's so incredibly thin. You don't have to do that, you could just add minced garlic if you want to. So the garlic has now been done, the prawns have now been peeled, we have our almond butter, we are almost set. The only other thing that I'm going to add to this particular dish, and if I show you, I've done this dish before, this is not the first time, in fact, it is so good. I put it into a book a couple of months ago on page 63 of More from Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. That's morefrombridget.com if you're in New Zealand, morefrombridget.co.nz. If you want to purchase this, I already have this dish prepared for you guys there. So in the book, I serve it with salad. I'm going to teach you guys another way that you can do it. Remember, we're boosting our immune system, which is really important. We're making ourselves extra healthy. So I want to teach you guys just another way that you could potentially do it. There's nothing stopping you from serving these prawns with this lovely salad that I have here in the book. But if you just want to do it another way, another possibility, the other thing that you might think of doing is serving your dish with some vegetable rice. So yesterday we made a poke bowl, which is another classic Hawaiian dish, and I served it with broccoli and cauliflower rice mixed together. Today I'm teaching you guys another new vegetable rice that you probably never even thought of, which is amazing. And what I have in this bowl here, already created into rice, is sweet potato. So this is a sweet potato rice. Once again, I'm boosting your immune system. This is what I'm trying to do. So I did exactly the same thing that I would do for broccoli or cauliflower. Took the small pieces of the sweet potato, put it into a food processor, whizzed it up till it resembled rice. Yeah, those sort of rice grains. I'm now, once again, going to pop it into the old, Chef Mike's going to take over, pop it into the old microwave, and we're going to cook that for 2.5 minutes. And that's just over a portion. That's quite a lot. Me and Mahei will eat that, but that's just over a portion. 2 to 2.5 minutes on high in the microwave. Oh, 2.5 minutes. It's a loud microwave, so bear with me. So that is the base of our lunch plate, of our garlic shrimp lunch plate. Now the reason why I'm doing a lot of vegetable rice here is that rice is so popular here in Hawaii, and it has a lot to do with the influence we've had from other cultures coming in. So you've got the Japanese influence, you've got the Korean influence, you've got the Chinese influence coming into the island, where white rice is a huge staple of their diet. So you'll find that a lot of Hawaiian foods have a side of rice, which is just not good for us. So I'm giving us the alternative to these traditional lunch plates, which would have been garlic shrimp, white rice, macaroni salad. We're not doing macaroni salad, we're going to do a salad, another type of salad, a green salad, but we are doing a rice, but we're doing a vegetable rice, and today's vegetable rice is sweet potato. If you never thought of doing sweet potato before, you were in for a pleasant surprise on how good it tastes. So sweet potatoes in there. I'm now going to think about cooking my shrimps, because if you do this in real time without talking, you can actually do this dish in about 10 minutes. It's really quick. So I'm going to put my pan on. I've just got a frying pan there. I'm putting that on to medium to high temperature, because you want the prawns to cook quickly and just get a nice little color. So medium to high temperature. I've got my garlic ready to go. You could also, if you want to boost that immune system even more, is you could totally, where is it? Here it is. Take a little bit of ginger, unpeeled, and do those thin slices like you did with the garlic. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. So when I talk about thin slice of ginger, once again, I'm talking about that. You can almost see me through it. Really thin. Oh, smells amazing. I'm going to add just a couple of those super thin little strips of ginger there, because once again, I'm fortifying our health by adding ginger, making sure we got all that garlic in there. This is smelling pretty good. Let me have a little bit of look what's going on. So it was just after 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 10 seconds I think it was. And what you need to do whenever you do any type of vegetable rice is just give it a bit of a stir, because I'm just releasing the steam. You can see the steam, it steamed up my glasses quite nicely. I'm just releasing the steam from the vegetable as it's cooked. It's going to help to cook it even more evenly. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to take a little bit of my Ono Hawaiian seasoning, a bit of a sprinkle there. If you don't have any Hawaiian seasoning, you could just add a little bit of salt, of course, not too much, just a pinch. A pinch of that goes in there. I'm also going to add in just a pinch of black pepper that I have here as well. Just a little pinch. Going to go in there. Give it a bit of a stir, and that can now just kind of sit there and be patient while we create the prawns. And I think, having a bit of feel of my pan, it's feeling pretty hot, it's feeling pretty good. So I'm going to take a little bit of tamari, my low sodium tamari. You could also use sticky sauce, of course. In fact, if you've got sticky sauce, please use it, because it's got so much, it's got ginger and garlic and stuff in there. but I don't have any sticky sauce. I'm just going to add a little bit of tamari to my pan. Pan's nice and hot, as you can see. A couple tablespoons goes in. After that, my ginger and my garlic is going in there because we need to start that cooking. We need to start to think about cooking, which is really important. One spoon. Give it a bit of a stir. Let it cook off just a little bit. Doesn't need too much. Once that is done, we're going to take our prawns, which we've had a little bit of a stir fry happening here. Take our prawns, our peeled, deep hooped prawns, and they're just going to go straight into the base of that pan. Now they don't need much, hence why I cooked the rice in advance and also made sure that everything was ready prior to doing this. Because once it gets to this point, come closer. You're so far away. Let me just readjust you. Come. There we go. Is that better? Yeah, I reckon it's better. Once we add the prawns, things don't take very long. So I'm just giving it a bit of a stir. And you know when prawns are cooked, right? Because they go from being grey to being kind of orange. They go to that kind of salmon coloured, which is what we're looking for. But do not forget that even though, you can see it's already happening in my pan there, see he's completely orange. Even though I've just added that little bit of tamari, ginger and garlic, we also have that amazing garlic butter that we made earlier, right? So we're going to be adding that in. That's my almond butter, almond garlic butter. Perfect. Let's add, oh, that's not it. That is my almond garlic butter. I'm adding a tablespoon of that in there. Just like that. Give that a bit of a stir. That is going to help to flavour it amazingly well. Get more garlic on there, which is what you want. The more garlic, the better when it comes to this dish. That is what garlic shrimp is all about in the islands. It is looking amazing. It's starting to smell incredible. The prawns are starting to cook, or the shrimp's starting to cook. I just want to create a little bit of juice and a little bit of gravy to go over our rice we made. The best way to do that, you see what I'm doing? I've got the sink here, and I'm literally adding water. I'm adding about 1/3 of a cup of water to my dish. And so now what we have created, as well as cooking our prawns and giving it that amazing garlic taste, the garlic, beautiful garlic shrimp that we've created, is we're also creating this lovely sauce which is going to make sure that our rice is really, really moist when we eat it too. So one of the things about adding a little bit more, so I've probably got up to now, I've started off maybe about 1/3, a little bit more than 1/3 of a cup of water, because I want a bit of a gravy. And one of the great things about doing this is that if you were to ever eat a shrimp truck here in Oahu in Hawaii, it has this amazing liquid with it. The liquid tends to be quite buttery. We've created more of a flavoursome, it's almond, it's garlic, it's ginger, and it's dairy free. It's pretty amazing. It is pretty amazing. Now prawns don't need long. Even though we've been doing this for about a couple of minutes, that's all we need. I'm turning it off. I'm pushing that to the side so it stops cooking. All we need to do now is to plate up. So I'm going to be using a flat plate today. I'm going to take you guys back just so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. I'm going to be using a flat plate today. I'm going to start off with that amazing rice that we made earlier, which was our sweet potato rice. If you don't want to use sweet potato, of course you can use cauliflower, you can use broccoli, you could use carrot, you could use zucchini. Pretty much any vegetable that you can think of can be made into rice. Like it can be done. It absolutely can be done. If you've got a food processor or a spiralizer and then a food processor, any vegetable can be made into rice. You know, pumpkin, there's just beetroot, you know, rutabaga or swede, anything can be made into rice. But I particularly like the sweet potato because it feels like it's a really nice combination with the prawns. So we've got our rice on the plate just like that. I'm basically breaking the plate up into 3, which is the 3 components which are going to go on. I've got the vegetable rice here. The next component that I have is this wonderful, look, guys, look at him. Isn't he gorgeous? The prawns here as well. I'm going to be adding just a few flavors to that prawns. And the way I'm going to be adding flavors is I have my wakame here, which is just going to get sprinkled on. Be generous with your wakame, because that's going to add a bit of you know, salt to it. That's your seasoning. You're generous with the wakame. And now it kind of looks like that. Can you see? Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I know Mahei's watching this from the room and he's probably dying right now because he wants to eat it. He's absolutely dying. So those go on. And we're just gonna, like I said, we're breaking this up into portions of 3. And I've got, like I said, about 150 to 200 grams of prawn tails there per person, which is a nice little rule of thumb. 200 grams is around about 7 ounces of prawn tails, which is good. Plus that wakame, plus of course that wonderful garlic almond butter that we made. I've got that in the pan. I'm just going to add a little bit more water, just a bit. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to create this little bit of a gravy, and sometimes water is the best way to do it. You could use kombu if you've got it. Don't have any kombu, so I'm just going to be using my spoon and creating this lovely little bit of a gravy here with all the goodness that's cooked onto the bottom of the pan. You do not want to waste any of these flavors. This is what it's all about. All the garlic's there, or the wakame's there, and then we can do this to the rice. This is what you want to do over the rice, yeah? Can you see? You're creating this amazing flavor explosion of all the flavors that have been on your shrimp or on your prawns, and now embedding themselves into that wonderful, wonderful vegetable rice that you made. So it's pretty exciting. Last thing that we need to think about is just a simple salad. So this is our thirds, right? Rule of thirds. We've got our rice, we've got our prawns. Now let's think about doing a salad. My salad's going to be really simple today. I have some lettuce leaves, just a bit of a mixed lettuce. Into that mixed lettuce, I'm going to be adding, this is from yesterday, I've got some flying fish roe, I've got a little bit of pickles, I've got some seaweed as well, which I'm going to chop up. All of that is just going to go into our salad, just to make it quite delicious. With my seaweed, I'm just going to chop it a little bit smaller, so it can go through really evenly onto our salad. I'm also going to add that amazing bit of flying fish roe, which is going to give it a lovely little hit. There's pickles in there as well, guys. Don't forget there's those amazing pickles that are in there. I've got some coriander. Why not add some coriander to the mix as well into our salad? And I'm just adding the stalks. Don't need anything more. Just a quick little chop here of the stalks. It's going to go through our gorgeous salad as well. I also have, and this is in the recipe and more from Bridget's Healthy Kitchen, I add in the recipe pickled ginger. Yum! Are you like envisioning how good this salad is going to taste with all these ingredients and those gorgeous sweet prawns and that sweet potato rice? Sweet potato rice. How good does that sound? Just using my fingers, I'm giving it a quick little blend. Oh, the ginger smells so good. So there's pickled ginger in my book, Bridget's Healthy, more from Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. If not, you can, which is what I did, is I went to the supermarket, I went to an Asian market and bought some pickled ginger. Just check the ingredients to make sure there's no additional ingredients that are not that great, like sugar and stuff like that. So I got a really nice sugar-free pickled ginger. I add a few more pieces. And the very last thing I'm going to do to this is I want to add a little bit of dressing. Dressing is simple when you've got pickles around. It's just a little touch of tamari, like maybe even half a teaspoon. Tamari goes on like that. And then using the pickle liquid, and I've got my pickled onion liquid, I'm just going to do a little bit of that. Pinch of seasoning goes on there as well. And then all we need to do is finish this dish off with this wonderful salad that we've created. And that's our third. That's the third of the third. It's going on. The last third is happening on our plate right now. And it's looking amazing and it's smelling amazing. And if you wanted to, you don't have to, but if you absolutely wanted to, there's nothing stopping you from taking a little bit of lemon or lime, creating a cheek of lemon or lime, which is what we have here. And then that can go on there as well. And what you are left with, let me walk you through this. So we have our gorgeous garlic shrimp with a bit of wakame, almond butter on there, on that side. We have our amazing sweet potato rice which is good. And you can squeeze the lemon over there. God, I can't wait, I'm so excited to eat that. And then last but not least, we have our gorgeous pickled ginger and flying fish roast salad, which is just gonna make for the most gorgeous way of having lunch you could possibly imagine. And here in the Hawaiian Islands, eating what is fresh, everything is sourced locally, you can't go wrong, can you? So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's episode of Bridget's Little Hawaiian Kitchen. Garlic shrimp for the win. Throwing up the shaka. Garlic shrimp for the win. Join me tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be another gorgeous class where I'm going to teach you guys how to make possibly one of the most famous dishes in the islands ever. And that is huli huli chicken. Huli huli chicken in Hawaii. You ask any Hawaiian, they know exactly what huli huli chicken is. I'm going to teach you guys how to make the healthy version of huli huli chicken tomorrow here in Bridget's Little Healthy Kitchen. Please join me. I hope you can. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Make it your own. Take some photos and post it on our Facebook page, Bridget's Healthy Kitchen family. I'd love to see what you guys have created. All right, my darlings, enjoy your today. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.